Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is my fourth Maddie's Nutrition Mailbag. Got a couple cool topics to talk about today. I'm going to give it 2 minutes before I start. Hope everybody had a good week. I'm really missing my YMCA family and all the members. I hope everyone's doing well. Can't wait to see everybody again. So my topics for today, I have 3 topics. I'm going to be talking about the carnivorous diet, which, you know, the name kind of gives it away, the meat-based diet. And then I'm going to be talking about weight gain for those of you who might be trying to gain weight, talking about some healthy strategies to gain some weight. And then I'm also going to be talking about celery juice, which you see everywhere now. It's so trendy. All the celebrities are drinking it. All the stars are doing it. We're gonna kind of break down that trend and talk about that. As always, I have my office hours for anybody who wants to talk to me privately. My office hours are always an option. On Mondays and Tuesdays, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, Wednesdays and Thursdays, 3:30 to 4 o'clock. I will post the dial-in code, or the phone number and the dial-in code for that. If you want to call me and chat, again, it can be anonymous. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So my first topic is I was asked about the pros and cons of the carnivorous diet. This diet was promoted, I think around like 2017 by a psychologist, and his daughter went all meat-based, so like the opposite of plant-based, and claimed that it cured depression, arthritis. There was another orthopedic surgeon who really touted the carnivorous diet. I think he wrote a book about it, and so I don't have their names. If anybody wants to know, I can share with you. But he touted that it helped with weight loss, helped to improve mood, regulate blood sugar, cure all sorts of different common chronic diseases. So far, none of these claims have been backed by any evidence-based research. So always something that you want to look for with certain diets that are out there. Are they actually backed by evidence-based research? Are they actually promoted by registered dietitians? Another thing to look for is if registered dietitians are promoting it. As registered dietitians, we're required to only promote that evidence-based research. So this doesn't have solid evidence-based research behind it, but I'm going to kind of talk about the pros and cons if this is something that you're considering or you've thought about doing. So basically, the carnivorous diet consists of all meat, fish, and animal products. No or very little plant foods are in this diet. Again, it claims to have all sorts of different benefits on joint pain, mood, weight loss, things like that. It is characterized by really high protein, really high in iron, high in saturated fat, and then low in carbohydrates, obviously, because you get those from mostly plant foods. Low in healthy fats, low in certain vitamins, and has little to none fiber in it. So the pros, studies have shown that low carb, high protein, high fat diet may lead to weight loss. since protein, for one, can help you feel a little bit fuller, but also because carbohydrates, when you cut them out, you're going to lose a lot of water weight. So carbohydrates hang on to a lot of water. Carbohydrate molecules hang on to more water than protein molecules and fat molecules. Therefore, when you really cut out carbohydrates, you're going to lose a lot of water weight. So that makes sense. You might see that you lose weight at first on this diet. Another possible pro to this diet is because it eliminates carbohydrates, you're also eliminating those refined carbohydrates. So those are carbohydrates from added sugars and refined grains. So like the simple sugars in sodas, in sports drinks, in processed pastries or baked goods, in sugary cereals and sugary granola bars. So that's one pro with this diet, is that you're going to be cutting out all those refined sugars. With the cons, so like I said, this diet is really high in saturated fat and cholesterol because most of your plate is made up of meat and dairy products. So saturated fat can increase your LDL cholesterol, the quote unquote bad cholesterol. If you have too much of it, it can be bad. It can build up in the arteries and it can increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. It also tends to be high in or can be high in processed meats, which are naturally or are high in sodium. So this can increase your risk of hypertension, which is high blood pressure. It can increase your risk of kidney disease. If you already have hypertension or kidney disease, this wouldn't be a safe diet to pursue. If you're having a lot of meat, naturally, you know, when you prepare meat, usually it's seasoned or it's marinated in some sort of high sodium sauce or seasoning, so that can add a lot of sodium too. In addition, processed and red meats have been shown to be correlated with an increased risk of certain cancers as well. This diet also eliminates all plants, which I talk a lot about plants. They give us tons of vitamins and minerals, and they give us fiber. So if you're going to follow this carnivorous diet in the long term, you're likely to have some sort of micronutrient deficiencies from missing out on those vitamins and minerals that you're getting from plants. You're likely to have some GI upset and constipation because we only get fiber from plant foods. So from our fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, those are all giving us fiber to help regulate our gastrointestinal tract. And without that, you're going to have some serious GI upset. Plant intake has been shown to protect against so many different chronic diseases: cardiovascular disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes. So by cutting these out, you won't get that protective effect that you're getting from all the antioxidants that vitamins and minerals or vitamins are giving you, or plants. Again, and this diet is like any other diet is restrictive. It's cutting out a bunch of different food groups. So this is going to restrict your variety in what you can eat. It's going to restrict your menu and your choice of foods. It's a rather expensive diet. Animal products are one of the most expensive per unit products in the grocery store, and they're also some of the least sustainable for the environment. This diet may have draw for people who say, okay, well, this is going to give me a ton of protein. You know, the more protein, the better, right? And that's not true. Our body really only needs a certain amount of protein per day in order to be used for our skin, muscle, cartilage, for certain enzymes. Once we get all the protein that we need for those things, excess protein is just stored or it's used for energy. So it's not like the more protein we have, the more muscle or the more cartilage or whatever. The excess is just used for energy or stored in the body. So the bottom line, in my opinion, in the nutrition world, is that the cons really outweigh the pros. You might, if you're doing it for weight loss, like I said, you might experience quick weight loss. You know, if you lose 5 pounds in the first week, you're losing 5 pounds from water because you're cutting out those carbohydrates, which tend to hold on to water. That being said, meat can be part of a healthy diet. Choosing lean meats and low to no fat dairy products like low fat yogurt, milk, and cheese. But vary your protein sources. So you don't need to be getting your protein just from animal products, from your dairy and your eggs and your meat, but include other sources such as fish, nuts, beans, seeds, soy, quinoa, lentils, things like that. The recommendation is to make around 1/4 to 1/3 of each meal a protein. So, and that saves room for those other food groups like your grains, things like that. So that is my take on the carnivorous diet, the pros and the cons. The next question is how do I gain weight? So this might be if you had a serious illness and you unintentionally lost some weight, or if you're an older individual who has experienced some unintentional weight loss. Maybe you're below a healthy weight. Maybe you want to build strength and muscle to perform better. Maybe you're an athlete. So the basic equation of weight gain is the calories in, so the calories that you consume is greater than the amount of calories that you burn throughout the day. So say you're trying to gain weight, say you burn 2,000 calories in a day, you're going to need to eat more than 2,000 calories in order to have some weight gain. So there are some higher calorie, more calorie dense foods that you can incorporate to amp up your calories. So these foods tend to be like your starchier foods and your higher fat foods. So fat itself has the most calories per gram of all the other macronutrients. So that includes whole milk dairy. So choosing cheese, adding that on top of your foods, adding it to your sandwiches, adding it to your salads. That can be a really calorie dense food that you can add in. And when I say calorie dense, I mean it has a lot of calories in a smaller amount. So having granola with whole milk yogurt is a good way to get some more calories in. Adding whole milk to your smoothies when you cook your oatmeal, cooking it with whole milk rather than water, or regular milk rather than water. Having eggs with cheese. Doing potatoes with butter. Again, those starchy veggies can give you a little bit more calories than the non-starchy vegetables. Avocado is a source of some really good healthy fats. So adding avocado to your salads, to your chili, to your sandwiches, doing guacamole with crackers, guacamole with veggies. That's a really good calorie dense food that's also giving you a good source of really good healthy heart protective fats. Adding in olive oil, I say, again, super calorie dense. 1 tablespoon is like 120 calories. So drizzle that on your salads, drizzle that on your roasted veggies, on your grains, on your pastas. Having fatty fish too, so another great source of healthy fat. So like fatty fish includes salmon, mackerel, sardines. Those are all good choices. If you're having, veggies for a snack, dip those in a calorie dense dip, like a black bean dip, or like celery and peanut butter, or dipping it in hummus. It's going to give you a little extra protein, a little extra fat. So I mentioned peanut butter, nuts in general. Nuts and seeds are super calorie dense as well. So putting nut butter on crackers, on toast, with pretzels, mixed in your oatmeal or your yogurt, or adding it to a smoothie is good too. Trail mix as well, with lots of nuts and seeds and dried fruits, can give you a good amount of calories in a small amount. Another option is to add in a calorie dense drink at your meals that you can sip on. So that could be like milk, 100% juice, or smoothies. Smoothies are a great way to get some extra calories in as well, especially if you might not, if you don't have a huge appetite. Drinking something can help you to get a little bit more calories in if you don't feel like having a full meal. So like adding in whole milk to your smoothies, adding in avocado, banana, peanut butter or nut butter, adding in uncooked oats. You can do powdered milk as well too, Greek yogurt. Those are all great options. Again, if you don't have a huge appetite, but you're trying to increase your calories, some people find that having smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day can help you to get more calories in without feeling like you're forcing it or like you're too stuffed. So rather than having like 3 big meals, maybe try doing, you know, 5 or 6 smaller meals every few hours. So if anybody has any more questions about that, I'm happy to provide all sorts of recipes and different calorie dense, protein dense, fat dense snack ideas for that too. So my last question that I had, which I am happy to cover, is what do you think of the celery juice trend? So this was started by the medical medium, and I don't know if you all have heard of him. His name is Anthony William, and he's not a doctor, he's not a dietitian, he doesn't, as far as I know, he doesn't have any medical credentials. However, he claims that he converses with the spirit of compassion, who guides him in giving sound medical advice. So he's written books, he's been on TV about, you know, he claims that some spirit is telling him all this medical advice. So one of the things that he touts is celery juice. He claims that it helps with weight loss, it can reduce inflammation, it's good for your skin, it can prevent all sorts of different chronic illnesses. Again, none of these claims have been backed by evidence. They haven't been backed by dietitians. So there's really nothing behind all of this. That's not to say that celery juice is bad for you. Celery itself is really hydrating. It naturally has a lot of water in it. It has some vitamins. So if you like celery juice, if you want to drink it, then, you know, go ahead. It's not going to hurt you. It does have some interactions with certain medications, so that's something to check out before you do that. But if you want to get the benefits of celery, I would recommend just eating celery itself. When you juice it, you're getting rid of that good fiber. So, you know, chop up celery, add it to your salad, have it with peanut ranch dressing or blue cheese dressing, put it in a chili. You know, you're going to get the same benefits as if you were drinking the celery juice, and you're going to get more because you're getting that fiber, which most of us don't get. So Anthony Williams claims that the only way to get the benefit of celery juice is to have it in the juice form rather than as celery itself, because he claims that when you have it in the juice form, it contains something called cluster salts, which isn't a real thing thus far. We have yet to discover cluster salts. So there's no evidence that they exist in our body. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will. Again, celery juice is fine for you. If you enjoy it, drink it. So yeah, it's not as, you know, there's no evidence yet that shows that it helps with all these chronic illnesses. So don't waste a bunch of celery on making a bunch of juice and throwing away all that good fiber. Just add it to your salads, add it to different things, munch on it as is. So those are my 3 topics for today. If anybody watches this later and has any questions, you're welcome to message me on Facebook. You're welcome to email me or just comment on the video below. Next week, I'm going to be talking about how to manage your blood sugars for sustainable energy. So this could be for anybody who's looking to just learn more about how to have sustainable long-term energy throughout the day and improve their energy levels. This could be for somebody who has pre-diabetes or diabetes, learning how to kind of control your blood sugars a little bit better through food and through timing of your meals. So that's going to be our talk for next week. And I have a few things going on virtually for the YMCA that I just want to cover. I mentioned my office hours that anybody can call into. I also do a nutrition newsletter. So I send out an email every Wednesday with, I'll do recipes, I'll do different nutrition topics, wellness tips. My email this week was on sleep and why it's so important for us. So you are welcome to drop your email in the comments below and I will add you to that nutrition newsletter. It's completely free. It's just a good way to stay. I'll cover, new nutrition information that's out there, whether it's factual or fiction, and it's a great way to stay connected. I do offer nutrition coaching sessions. So I offer private one-on-one 45-minute sessions in packages of 1, 3, 6, or 8 sessions. So this is something where if you wanted to sign up now, you still can. If you wanted to get started on working on some of your wellness goals and to get really personalized, individualized advice and structure. If it's something that you want to start now, I know, the YMCAs aren't open yet, but we can FaceTime, we can talk on the phone. They don't expire, so if you wanted to register for them now, let me know, and you can do that, and then we can meet in person once we're in the clear of the whole coronavirus. I also do, if you have kids, I also do Wednesday night classes over Zoom. They're completely free. They're at 6 o'clock. I post in this page every Wednesday morning with information on that. So I'll do a wellness topic. So we'll do yoga together, or we'll talk about fruits and vegetables. We'll talk about healthy beverage choices, healthy snacks, some ways to get physical activity in at home. So again, you're welcome to message me with any questions about that. Again, I post that information on this Facebook page every Wednesday morning with the Zoom login and code. So grab your kids and join in on that. All right, everyone. I hope to see you next Friday. That will be, what's the date next Friday? The 15th at 12:30. Again, we're going to be talking about managing your blood sugars for sustainable energy. So hope to see you then. In the meantime, keep messaging me, keep emailing me. I love to hear from you all and hope to stay in touch.